The best thing about traveling is how it opens your mind in ways you'd never expect. You start discovering things you didn't even know you'd enjoy, places that surprise you, challenge you, even change you a little. Germany just wasn't high on my list. But walking through towns that look like storybooks, riding cable cars over vineyards, seeing how nice Germans are, it's completely changed my views on Germany. So I visited this town called Cochem. I apologize in advance for the bad pronunciations of the names. Here, I was recording from Reichsburg, Cochem. It translates to the Imperial Castle of Cochem. It's a medieval castle and it sits right at the top of Cochem. For those of you who are new here, I'm doing a German tour, and so far, I've been traveling around West Germany and I've been exploring beautiful towns like this one. And one thing I've noticed after visiting a few towns is that there's almost like a pattern they followed on how some of these towns were structured. There's always like a castle right at the top of the hill overlooking the town. Then there's a church right at the center of the town. And inside the town, there's a town square, some cobblestone streets, and of course, there's a river alongside it. And the river here is the Moselle River. Normally, you really have to hike uphill to get to the castles or get there by one of those tourist trains, unless maybe you have a car with you, but in most cases, you have to hike. And in this town, you can even get near the castle by bus. I wish I knew that buses were available before I walked up there, because walking uphill was not fun for me. Now, about this Imperial Castle of Cochem, it was originally built around the year 1000 and it was destroyed by the French troops in 1689 and then rebuilt in the 19th century. Today, it's one of the most iconic castles along the Moselle River. The only way to get inside the castle is through a guided tour. I booked one, but it was only available in German. They also give you leaflets in your preferred language so you don't completely miss out important details. The tour's availability depends on the season, and in summer they're available from 9:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. The tour gives you explanations of some of the rooms in the castle, their functions, and the history of the castle. The whole tour was about 40 minutes and it cost €10 per person and half the price for kids under 17. You can buy the tickets on site, and if you need further information, check out the Cochem Moselle website. It's all on Google. So after I visited the castle, I went to explore the town center, and I'm sure you can see how steep it is to actually walk from the castle to the town center. But it's worth it. You get to see some really charming buildings like this one. I think it looks like a building that can be on like a Christmas card or something. As I was exploring the town, I found out about the cable car they have. Now, I'm not going to lie about this cable car. It was a bit scary. It's an open chairlift. It's so steep, it actually takes you from the town of Cochem all the way to the viewpoint near Piner Cruise. It's got an elevation gain of like 255 meters or 837 feet. The base station elevation is about 100 meters above sea level, and the top station elevation is about 355 meters above sea level. The views were decent though, so I think it's worth it. They have a cafe on one of the viewpoints, and the crazy thing about this is that some people were really hiking up and down this plateau. They have hiking trails, but I really only recommend for experienced hikers because it seems a bit too risky for somebody who's inexperienced. For the cable car tickets, you have the option of buying one way or a return, and the prices do vary on whether you're a student or in a group or solo. I was solo, so I paid €7.90 for a return ticket. The ride takes about 7 to 8 minutes each way. They open daily from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Opening hours might get extended during peak summer times, so like July or August. For food, I tried out a traditional German restaurant. I didn't like the food. I couldn't even eat half of it. It was way too oily and bland, so I won't recommend the restaurant. After I tried out that food, I didn't even want to eat anything else after. I went back to explore the streets. This town was actually a lot busier than I expected it to be. I arrived in the afternoon around 3 to 4 p.m. I was coming from Belstein at this point. It seemed like a lot of the tourists were leaving, but there were still so many people out. This is the Marketplatz, or Market Square in English. This is a good place to see half-timbered houses, and you can also find the Martinsbrunnen fountain. It's right in the heart of the old town. And as I said before, there's usually a church as well at the center of the old town, and this is the St. Martin's Church. It really stands out in Cochem. It's very hard to miss it, especially when you're in the old town. So I didn't get a chance to explore inside the church, but what I have to say is that when you visit a German town, you have to see inside the church. It's usually very beautiful. Other activities you could do in Cochem is visit the mustard mill. You get to see how mustard was made traditionally. You could also visit the Bundesbank or Bank Museum. It's from the Cold War era. It's basically a hidden former bunker where currency reserves were stored. And of course, the whole reason why this region is famous is because of wine, so you can go for wine tasting. For those of you who are not aware, Cochem is also in the state of Rhineland Palatinate, and this state produces most of German wine. And the most famous wine here is Riesling. I found these 24-hour shops, which I think every town should have one. I mean, I get it, they're vending machines, but if they have essential items, they're more than useful in my opinion. I've been in situations where I had flights delayed, and when I finally got to the destination, everything was closed. And in those times, I might have needed something so simple like a sandwich. And in some cases, even that was not available, so I really do appreciate these kind of shops. I didn't expect to see a whole street with Italian restaurants. Or maybe I was underestimating the size of this town because the other towns I was in before, like Beilstein, I mean, they had restaurants, but not a whole street with Italian restaurants. I wish I'd tried out these restaurants before going to that restaurant I went to earlier on. They also seem to have way better prices than the other one. And the crazy thing is that the other restaurant actually had good ratings on Google. I guess we all have different tastes. The good thing is that this town has a lot of restaurants, so if one is not good, you can always try out the next one. And they have kebab shops as well, and I would say the kebab shops in Germany are usually good. Compared to the previous small towns I visited, like Bencastel and Beilstein, Cochem has a train station with good connections. You can get direct trains to Luxembourg, the country, and other big German cities as well, like Trier, Koblenz, and Bonn. It's also very easy to connect to Frankfurt or Cologne. My recommendation, though, is that if you can manage to book those Moselle River cruises, then it's best to do a river cruise, because the river cruises might offer multiple towns in a day, but with the train or public transport in general, there's a lot of delays and your trip may not go as planned. But if the train is still the most convenient for you, then I recommend that you do plan a day for Cochem and plan it as early as possible. That way you use 2 hours to visit Beilstein. I think Beilstein is one of those must-visit places. So if you're already in Cochem, it makes sense to also visit Beilstein. From Cochem's train station to Beilstein, it's only a few minutes on the bus, and I think I paid about 10 euros for a return. It could be just a bit more than that, but it's not that expensive. Just so you know, this region has a few festivals like the wine festival. During these festivals, you get a chance to try out a lot of wine varieties. They also have a lot of parades, live music, and more. So if you need more information on this, check out the Visit Moselle websites. They usually have a lot of activities listed on there. Around Christmas time, they also have Christmas markets, so maybe this is another good time to visit. I bet it's going to be packed though, because German Christmas markets are usually really good. That's it for Cochem. Tell me what you think about Cochem in the comments down below. Would you visit this town? And if not, then please let me know why. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.